Hi all, Nicole Herrick here with you. Today I'm going to show you how to make a custom menu system for your Wix website. So this can be used for a Wix store or any kind of website really. And if I go into preview mode, I'll just show you how this works. I'm currently on the black backpack diaper bag page, and I can click onto any of these and it will take me to that page. And you can see here that the menu system actually stays on all pages, which is really cool. All right, let's go back to the editor and I will show you how I make this. All right. So if I hover over this, it is a grouped element. So what I'm going to do is ungroup this element so I can show you what all the different little things are. So this is just a text box. These are just vector art, which is actually just a shape. This one's an image, and these ones are just text, and things are linked. So you can see here that this one has a link. And that link links to a certain page. So that's the basic gist of it. Sorry, let me take off that underline. All right, and then this is just the Wix shop app. Go. Let's show you how to build this on your website efficiently so that all of this is consistent on exactly the same page. So the first thing I want to do is create my first blank page. All right, so here we have our blank page. I've actually just popped this previously created menu system over the left so I can refer to it as I go. Okay, so I want to create a basic structure for all of my shop pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some grid lines. If you don't already have rulers and grid lines turned on, you can do that. So I want to create a place for my menu system to go. So I'm going to do a a guideline here and another guideline here. Now these dotted lines shows you where you should be building inside. You can see I've got a little bit outside. Yeah, don't do that. Okay, don't do that. All right, so now I want to create a guideline that gives me a gap in between my menu system and my shop app. And I also want to create a guideline for the top section where I'm going to put my header. So I'm going to put my header in here. And then I'm also going to do another one as where my shop actually starts. So this is for my shop section. This is for my header of that page. And this is for my menu system. You don't actually have to do this if you don't want to. I am just very particular and I'm a graphic designer in my former life. Okay, so now let's add a header to this page. And I'm going to do that with text and I've already got some preset fonts and sizes and everything. So I'm going to double click this and I'm going to make this centered. And I am going to call this page Black Backpack Diaper Bags. And if it goes over onto 2 lines, just stretch it out so it's only on one. I want to center it in this section here. Okay, and we're good. Now I want to add a shop element in here. If you haven't already added your Wix shop app or whatever shop app you're using, then go to Add Apps and add the Wix shop app. I've already got mine added here, so I'm going to click My Store and add a store element. And I'm going to add the grid product gallery. So I'm going to drag this across. It'll come in quite big. Don't stress about that. We're going to resize it. So I bring it to where I want it. And I resize it across into the section. And I think 4 is a little bit too much across because we've sort of got this a bit smaller. So we're going to change the settings to be only 3 across. So settings, layouts, and scroll down. So I only want 3 columns. And I always like to make it the maximum rows because I don't like people having to click load more often than they should. All right, so here we have, now just ignore this, okay? Pretend this is not on the page. So here we have our basic layout for all of our store pages. So this is before I've actually got my menu system in here. Now what I want you to do is duplicate this page and rename them for all of your different categories. So have all of your different categories already in your mind, written out on paper of exactly what you're going to have, okay? So you can use this as a guide if you like, shop by color, shop by price, shop by whatever other kind of categories are significant to your industry, okay? So now I want to go down to that page that I created. If I click, sorry, I need to click manage pages first. So again, ignore all of these. These are the ones that I've already created. But if you've just got the one page, at this stage you can rename it to black backpack diaper bags. Oh, and make sure that it's actually sitting underneath the shop one. So I can show you where it probably would have been originally. It probably would have been originally about here, your new page. So to bring it underneath the shop section, as like in the drop down menu, you just bring it over to the right and we go there. All right, so rename this for black backpack diaper bags, and then I want you to duplicate it, and we're going to call this one white backpack diaper bags. If only I could type. Okay, done. All right. And then so now that I've created this one, I'm actually on that page. It looks the same as the black one, but it's not. I need to just go and change this to white. All right, there we go. Continue on that process until you've got all of the different categories that you picked out for yourself. And then we're going to get to the next step. All right, so once you've done that, you should have a good list of all of your different ones in, so ignore these two. So you have a great list of all of your different pages, and they all have just a heading and a shop app section. It doesn't have this yet. We're just using this as a guide. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my first new page, which was the black one, and we're going to recreate this. Okay, so as I said before, these are just elements that I've created and plonked them together to make a custom look menu. So the first element that I used was just a piece of text. So I'm going to go add text, choose the heading size that I want. I'm going to drag it over here into the section that I created for my menu system. And I'm just going to type shop by color. And yes, I have a U in color because I'm Australian, people. No need to tell me that I can't spell because I'm not American. Okay, so there's my first element. This doesn't need to be linked to anything, okay? Now I want to add these little dots, which are my shop by color. So to do that, I'm going to add a shape. If you hover over it, it actually says vector art, which is not very descriptive. Thank you, Wix, for being a little bit cryptic. But it's actually a shape. So I go add shape and a circle. Okay. And it brings in this nice big navy or whatever color shape. All right, so the first thing I want to do is change the color. So I go to design and I'm going to change the color to black. So you probably won't have your colors set up in here. So to add a new color, or just to create a custom one, all we need to do is go add color, and you can either choose, you can either just slide this little thingy around and pick a color. You can slide this, pick this color, or you can type in a hex code or some RGB numbers or HSB percentages. In case if you know what any of those are, then you'll be able to utilize them. So let's just add that purple, and you can see that it comes here into my colors. Okay, so you'll be able to utilize that exact color at any time on your website. Okay, from now on. I'm going to choose black because the first color is actually black. Make sure that display of border is not on. Now we're going to resize this to an appropriate size for our website. So I'm just going to drag the corner down in, I'm going to get it about 20 by 20 pixels. If you're finding it hard to bring it to the exact right size, over here, you can actually type in the size. So if I wanted it 25 by 25, it will make it 25 by 25, but I want it 20 by 20. Okay. All right, so we bring this one up under there. So now that I've created the one, I can simply duplicate this and change the color. All right, so I'm going to click on the image, sorry, the vector shape, and I'm going to click duplicate. All right, it gives me another one, and I can choose design and change the color. So I'll make this one gray. All right, now we're going to do the white one. This one's a little bit different, so I thought I would show you how to do this one. So again, I'm going to click duplicate, pop it next to it. If you're finding that you can't sort of get them evenly spaced or anything, you can use the align tool. So you would align them all to the top, and you can also use the distribute evenly. So once you've sort of got them all up, if they're a bit higgledy-piggledy, just select each row and I'll arrange them. Distribute. All right, let's do this one. So I'm going to change the design again. I'm going to choose white, and you can see it just disappears. So we need to add a border on that one. So I'm just going to make the border black and make it just the minimum 1 pixel. And there we have a white icon. Now let's make the patterned one. So this is handy if you have patterned images as part of your shop items, or say for example if you were a clothing designer and you had a specific fabric range that you wanted people to be able to select all of the products that come in that particular type of fabric. You could actually do this, and you could use a swatch of your fabric. All right, so you can see here that it's rather than a shape, it's actually an image. So I'm going to go, so what I did is I went to Google and I typed in pattern, and I found one that I liked that was a free image. Or if you have your own image that you want to utilize for this, then go ahead. You also want to resize it for web though. So my image that I downloaded was like 5 megabyte, which is way too huge. You don't want to add a massive image that is only going to be a tiny, tiny little thing. So I've brought that into Photoshop. You can use any like free online image editors. And now I'm going to save for web. Don't worry about making it a circle or a square or anything like that. We're going to do that in Wix. So I'm going to go File, Save As for Web. And I'm just going to make it, rather than make it 21 by 21 pixels, I'm just going to make it 100 because I want to be able to crop it in if I need to. Okay, so that makes it about this big, which is not a huge size. Let's save that. Now when you're actually saving it, I want you to make sure that you're choosing a SEO friendly name. So I've named this one Patterned Backpack Diaper Bags. Okay, so that's really important for your SEO. Okay, just replacing that one. Oh, new Airbnb booking, cool. All right, so I've done that. Now I need to bring it into here. So to do that, I want to add an image. I want to go to My Image Uploads. Okay, so I've already uploaded a couple in here, but anyway. So just go and grab the image, which is here, and click open, and it will load into your website. You can see here that it's actually 27 kilobytes instead of 5 meg, which is much better. Okay, so here is the one I just uploaded, and I'm going to add that to the page. All right, so how do we go from a rectangle to a nice little circle? So the first thing that we want to do is we want to crop it to square. Okay, so I go to crop, and then I want to choose crop options and square crop. And you can actually move this around within the crop, okay? I'm also going to make the scale a little bit bigger because I know that once I make this tiny, you won't be able to see that it's the pattern anymore. So I'll make it about that scale. Don't worry if it's kind of pixely right now or fuzzy because it's going to be quite small. Now I want to make it a circle, so I'm going to go to design. I'm going to choose the circular frame. So if I scroll down, choose the circular frame. and then I can close. Oh, that is not a circular frame. This one. There we go. All right, now I have a circular frame. Now I want to make this 20 by 20 pixels. So instead of trying to drag it, I'm just going to type in here 20 by 20. And I have a perfect little shape. Okay, so once I have these done, all of my colors, I need to link them to the appropriate pages. So I just want to select one of them, and then I want to go to link, and then choose the page where it is actually needs to connect to. So this one is black backpack diaper bags. Let's go done, and I'm going to do it in the current window. And the next one is going to be linked to my gray backpack diaper bags page. And the next one to my white, and the next one still has the same thing, even though this is an image, it has the same little link thing, and we do that to our pattern. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next bit. So for the next section, all of these are really, really simple, just pieces of text. So I'm going to, I can actually just copy and paste this element, or duplicate. And then I can add a new text box down here because this is going to be a different font. I'm just going to make it this font. Okay, brings this in. Okay, edit text. I'm actually going to change this to be big. All right. So this one is going to say, under $50. I'm going to bring that, sorry, out of that, bring that back. Sorry, I forgot to make this one shop by price. Bring that back in. And I'm going to, actually, I can just do new lines on this. I don't need to create a new text box for each of these. So 50 to 100. 100 to 300. All right, there we go. So I've actually done some spacing on this one. So I'll select all of that and I go down to character and line spacing. I'm going to go character spacing a little bit more. There we go. 0.1. Yeah, that's fine. If you would like to know what font this one was, it is Avenir Light size 13. Okay. It's a bit prettier than this one I've got here. I actually want to do some line spacing as well, sorry. So line spacing, customize, 1.4, that'll do, there we go. And that just makes it a little bit easier to read. I'm going to get rid of my grid lines actually so I can see that a bit better. All right, so now, add some spaces in there. All right, so now I need to link under $50 to a specific page. So I just highlight under $50, click link, find the page. So under $50 page, done. Now it will come up with a underscore, okay? I want you to highlight and take off that underscore if you want to. It just leaves it looking a little bit cleaner, okay? Now we want to link the 50 to 100, link 50 to 100, take off the underlink and do the same for the other. All right, you get the point. We also just do the exact same thing for the shop by other categories. So we just we copy and paste this, paste it down here. We can copy and paste this, paste it here. Just make sure that you take off any links that are associated with this already. And then just type in your different categories that you want to, and that's done. So another example of a different category that they could shop by is shop by brand. And you could actually put in the little logos of each brand. That would be a cool shop by category. Okay, so once you have all of this done, I am just going to delete all of these because I'm going to utilize this one. let's just pretend we're all done now, okay? So I want you to select everything, and I can do that by dragging outside. I'm going like this, and it selects everything, and I'm going to group the elements. Okay, now all I need to do is click on this and click copy. So in this case, we're not going to duplicate, we're going to click copy. And then I can go on to my next page and click paste. It's already there. But yeah, I would just paste it and it would go into the exact same spot. If it hasn't gone into the right spot, you can line it up with your guideline. If you didn't set up guidelines, you can actually make sure that everything, like an element, is on the exact same page of every single page by clicking on it and going to the position here. So if you go to the page that you like where it's positioned, write down what the positions are, go to your page where it's not quite positioned very well, click on it, change the position, and it will put it in the exact same spot. Yeah, that's really helpful. All right, I also want to put this on my home page. So what I'm going to do again is copy, go to my home page, we're at my home page here, and you can see I would paste and pop it here, and that's actually, you know, on my home page. You can see that it is fantastic having this right up in my top section, right next to the top banner, because it means that there is an immediate place for them to shop for exactly what they want to shop. Okay, and that is really handy. The more people sort of click through to one of these, it means they're more likely to actually buy something from you rather than looking and just kind of bouncing out of the site. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Thanks guys, see you later. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and please use my affiliate code in the description below if you're ready to start making some real money with Wix websites and Amazon Associates.